KRMB 23, January 2022, we move to the second part of our support considering the FBI Ohio at the International Criminal Court, the Trust Justice, and others. The first presentation, we could understand that the trend oriented to -1 can have a deeper level as 0, 0 by the binary taxonomy, considering the COBOL optimization, which was optimized to do this as part of a programmatic defensive structure as a systemic effort, considering the combination and the purpose in support each other by the common and diffuse fields of interest as security, stability, tranquility, peace, and consume that we all must do. But we must do, consume, and have choice in a healthy way as mind, body, and soul. And those three elements sets the general line as cultural perception that individualize each civilization and uh, the people in each nation. And when you do the choice in a very specific moment during one very specific period to have as choice the leaderships and the groups that will guide your nation, you are talking about election. And the democratic system has a failure, and the failure inside sometimes to achieve power complained on 2014 Europe, France, about the coalition as the new way to have the electoral procedure lead ourselves to the questions that we will have considering the market of informers in our complex in our complexity of our global conjuncture on present time, especially considering and talking about the Western democracy and the misusage of public instruments, corporate instruments of control and budget with transference of money all around, and the relation between from micro to micro as investment in saving cure, liquidity money cure, and then we have supply and demand, and in a very in time perception, debts and credits, and things didn't match it. And on present time, you don't have money to support the proper interests of your own nation. This happened all around. And we had a background as purpose. The such may be a big instability. And this, of course, put ourselves all corrupted and all under misery and things that under qualify the national traces. This is cultural destruction. Is this confirmed? We observe that in Brazil we have on Article 85 of our Constitution an argument pointing to the crime as responsibility. It's not the crime as itself. It's a wrongdoing, but it's nominated crime as a general perception. But in general, this wrongdoing has a lot of crimes as background. And one of this behavior, the first one is be against the law and the Constitution. The second one against the federative unit. Simple, isn't it? It's literally written. On Article 164 of the Brazilian Constitution, it's told there that only and exclusively the central bank will make offer as money, press money, monetary policy in general. But the words of the Constitution is offer money. Money as coin, it doesn't matter if it's social coin, cryptocurrency, if has this epistemological signal as money, and you are doing this, for instance, at the commerce website or something like this, we maybe had this complaint before. You are committing a crime. It's fraud management inside the financial system in Brazil. It can be the Mercado Libre, the eBay, whatever. The article 174, and it's worst if you are doing this as a mayor, a governor, or something, or even by silence of our authorities. We had this proved yesterday. As transnational organized crime, white collar crime on public finances, to support a lot of things by corruption and nepotism. We will understand that the first thing is the treasury, national treasury, with transference from public budget to be used as public finance. But we have coalitions and a lot of groups and interests associated at the public treasury to obtain advantage by weakness and set the weaker perception as control. And indeed this happened and it's a fact. And you, of course, will not have enough money to support the welfare state and the desire, has ambition, interests of your nation by corruption happening in all areas, many others as pandemic even is this cultural destruction. Especially when you have the cryptocurrency destroying the identity as monetary identity, which implies a single and unique monetary instrument to talk the financial language inside your national space by cryptocurrency and digital payments and social coins order. Is this a spectral perception of cultural destruction? And could exist, especially in Brazil, by government, and from Brazil by governments associated with other government by Article 84, Item 7 of the Brazilian Constitution. Could exist this reality as cultural destruction by lack of will, blind eye association, and Ponzi scam, by transference of tax stimulus and microeconomical empowerment from public budget and departments with specific signatures, which puts the not proper transparency, which is mandatory on Article 174 of the Brazilian Constitution if you are public or corporate associated with public budget, with the electoral period, confirming that indeed the electoral period is the pathway to keep the continuity of the Ponzi scheme and transnational organized crime based on public corruption and in global scale, considering the pandemic event. Is this a cultural destruction? If you are all equals as corrupted variables, with no nationality, no color, no gender, no creed, support the accusation is, to encourage the conviction. Have a nice week.